Samanta Cakkavalesu Atra Gaccantu Devata Sandhammang Munirajassa Sunantu Sagga Mokkadang Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Arogya Paramalabha Santutti Paramandanang Vissasa Paramanyati Nibbana Paramang Sukhang. Okay. All of you are warmly welcome. I am very glad to get that because today there are many students here. I am so happy. First of all, I would like to explain some fundamental teachings in Buddhism because I know there are some newcomers here. Therefore, few minutes I would like to explain the primary teachings in Buddhism. That is very important. I think you senior persons also, I think it is important to you too. Therefore, I think when we listen in the Buddha's message, gradually we increase our knowledge little by little. However, we should have the knowledge about the fundamental teachings in Buddhism. For example, Buddhism in a nutshell. That is very important. When we study some doctrines in Buddhism, always we should know what are the fundamental teachings in Buddhism. There are some sort of steps according to our intelligence, according to our wisdom. We can learn, we can study, we can practice the Buddha's message. Every person in the society, we believe that they are intelligent. They can catch some sort of teachings in Buddhism according to their intelligence. Therefore, from beginning to end, we should have clear knowledge what the Lord Buddha explained to the world. That is very important. I think, first of all, we should know what is the triple gem. That is very important. I think all of you know it. What are the triple gems in Buddhism?
I'm the only one who doesn't.
Yeah, gems means very important thing. According to world reality, there are some very valuable things in the world. Gold and gems. Among them, the gem is more valuable. According to Buddhism, we have received some sort of gems. What are the gems? The first gem is the Buddha. Buddha means not only his physical body, but we mean his enlightenment, his understanding, his knowledge. We respect his knowledge, not only his physical body. As the gratitude persons, we worship, we respect the Buddha. But when we consider the Buddha, when we respect his enlightenment, his understanding, therefore, we respect, we consider as a gem the Lord Buddha. The Lord Buddha is the first gem as a person who wishes to understand the world reality. The first gem is the Buddha. The Buddha. The second one is the Dhamma. What is the Dhamma? Dhamma means the teachings of the Buddha, what he explained to the world. We mention his teachings as a gem because if we have some sort of valuable things such as gold or gems, one day we will lose them. They will be changed. We consider they are our properties, but any time it can be changed, it can be lost. But if we have practiced his Dhamma, his teachings, it is ever. We can get the result of practicing this knowledge any time. It is like our organ, our body. If we have understood, if we have practiced his Dhamma, his teachings, it is like our organs in our body. Always we are with the Dhamma, we are with him, with his teachings. It is familiar with our life. When we face some problems, we know the way how we avoid, how we get rid of suffering. Always the Dhamma or his teachings in our mind. We have good knowledge, we have good understanding, we have good practice about his Dhamma. Therefore, we consider his teachings as a gem. That is the second gem in Buddhism, the Dhamma. Dhamma means the Buddha's teaching or the doctrines that comes in Buddhism. And next one is the Sangha. What is the Sangha? Sangha means the Buddha's noble disciples. The Buddha's noble disciples who followed the Buddha's teachings, especially as the monks. Not only monks, but who attained some sort of steps of enlightenment. Even the lay person like you, we consider they as Sangha. Not only monks. It is very important thing. There were some lay persons like you in Buddha's period, and after that, there were many persons, not only monks, but also lay persons too, who attained some sort of enlightenment steps. We consider they as Sangha. The disciples, the noble disciples of the Buddha, they are Sangha. These three things we consider as gems. These are the most valuable gems as an intelligent person we consider. For example, when the Lord Buddha was living, there were some persons who asked about the Buddha and his disciples. As soon as they listening to about these three things, they came to meet the Buddha because they have accumulated a lot of merits in their previous life. Therefore, they were familiar with these three things. I think that you are also familiar with these things. That is why you are here. You are familiar about these three things. That is why you are here. If we can understand these three things again and again, if we listen, if we practice, if we understand these three things, our knowledge is growing up with understanding, and not only knowledge, But if we have real knowledge about these things, we try to practice these three things in our life. What is the reason? When we practice these three things, we can get the results not only hereafter, but in this life itself. The results are visible, not only hereafter. As soon as we practice these things, we can see the results. Our courage increases gradually when we practice these things. We are ready to get the results practicing these things. That is why we consider these three things as gems. This is the triple gem. When we bless a person, we bless that. May the triple gem bless you. May the triple gem bless you. Okay. After that, I would like to explain you Buddhism in nutshell. You can remember, I think several times we have explained Buddhism in a nutshell. That is very important. Buddha explained some sort of teachings for every person who are in several steps, several levels. Not only highest level persons, but every level persons who has some sort of intelligence. Every person can practice this message according to their intelligence, according to their knowledge, according to their courage. Therefore, first of all, I would like to explain some sort of steps that Buddha explained to the world to practice. That is very important. What is the first step that a person can practice in this life itself? As the first step, even though a person believes or not rebirth or next birth, every person would like to live with happiness. That is our final goal. That if we do something in our day-to-day life, we do all things in the name of happiness. We do all things to get rid of suffering. For that, as the primary level, we should have some sort of knowledge about the world. For that, yes, very good. We should have, to succeed this life, we have to practice 4 things according to Buddhism. What are they? The first thing is education. There are many teachings in Buddhism how we succeed in education. There are a lot of teachings in Buddhism. That is very important thing. If we have good education, it means we are ready to live with happiness. Not only knowing the subject, but we should have some sort of knowledge about the languages in the world. That is very important. If we can use several languages, then we can communicate with many people in the world. If we can't communicate with the people, it means it is very difficult to be familiar with them. If we can use several languages, that is very important to communicate with others. Not only verbal languages, but in the world it is very famous, the sign language too. That is very important. If you can communicate with in sign language, that is very, very important. Not only communicating with, but to cultivate yourself in your brain. That is very important. Sign language also very important. There are some persons in the world who are deaf, but there are some professors too. They are so intelligent. They can communicate. They can communicate with each other any subject, about any subject through their sign language. That is very well developed. However, the education is very important as the person who wishes to become the happiness in this life. Therefore, the Lord Buddha has explained a lot of teachings in his teachings about education. That is the first step. On the other hand, there is a very special discourse in Buddhism. It means Singhala Sutta. The discourse of Singhala, there are a lot of things are there. Especially the Lord Buddha has explained there the duties of each other. Especially as mothers and fathers, you have a great duty to give a good education to your children. That is very important. That is some sort of responsibilities of yours as mother or father. Education is very important. The second one is the economy. Yeah. Economy means you have some sort of financial level, or you should be rich with courage. You have to earn money with courage. That is very important. Buddhism always emphasizes that when you earn some money, it should be righteous. You have to earn some money, work, hard working. That is very important. Easy money is not valuable. If you earn some money, working hard, it is more valuable. And when we earn money, it should be honest. And also the third one is the health. Health also very important. If we have no health, all things that we have are useless. Buddhism emphasizes not only physical health, but we should have mental health too. Mental health is more important than physical health. Although we have some sort of physical illness, if we are strong mentally, if our mind is very pure and calm, we can control our physical illness because of our strong mental condition. That is very important. Therefore, Buddhism emphasizes not only physical health but mental health. Both of them are very important. There are a lot of teachings which the Buddhism says about health. Next one is what is the fourth one? Morality or virtue. Discipline, good discipline, verbally and behaviorally. That is very important. If we have good discipline, we are honored, we are respected in the society. If we have no discipline, then it is very difficult to live with the intelligent persons. We are not honored if we have no good discipline. That is why Buddhism emphasizes the importance of the morality too. These four things are very, very important. Even a person doesn't believe next birth or previous birth. It doesn't matter. But very, very important. Every person would like to live with happiness in this life, although he doesn't believe next birth or previous birth. Therefore, every person who is like to live with happiness, if he can develop these four things in righteous way, then we can increase our happiness in this life. Okay, this is the first step. This is the first step. If we are rich in these four things, it means we are rich in merit. If we are rich in merits, it means we are rich in happiness. Isn't it? This is the first step, first level. This is the first level. We can see there are a lot of people in the world. Sometimes they don't believe the karmic force too. But They believe these four things. Therefore, their life is successful. That is why we consider these four things. You know, in the current society, in the USA society, many people believe that they should have good GPA and also credits, education and economy. They believe that both of them are very important. If your GPA is very high, then it is very easy to go to university, or it is very easy to find a job. That is very important. Buddhism has explained those things before 2,600 years ago. Yeah. This is the first step. What is the second level? There are another level in Buddhism. If you are clever to fulfill only this level, you can practice this. But if you are more intelligent, when you are more clever, you have to practice another step. The second step means meritorious acts, meritorious deeds. According to Buddhism, there are 3 meritorious deeds. What they are? I think you can remember. First thing is in Buddha's language, dana or generosity. Practicing generosity. It means if we are ready to offer something to others as their necessities, as they need, then our mind is very pure and calm. That is very important. If we are kind, we are ready to offer something to others. If a person needs something, as we can help. Practicing generosity is very important. It means our mind is pure and calm, quiet. That is the first thing in the second level. What is the second thing in as merit? Sila. Sila means, in Buddha's language, sila, it means, again, it comes morality or virtue. Virtue means discipline. Here it is more than here. Now he has gone front. He has gone forward from here. Now he believes the karmic force. When we come to this level, now we believe the karmic force. What is the karmic force? It means if we do something with wicked mind, because of polluted mind, we will have the bad result. If we do something with pure mind, we will have the good result because of purified mind. This knowledge means the karmic force. When we come to this level, we believe that the karmic force, it means according to our activities, we will have the same result. According to psychology, it is described. When we do something, it starts from space, same space. If always you help others, the helping space comes. Then automatically same thing come to near you. If you disturb others, then same thing come to you. That is the nature of the karmic force. What we do, what will we have? The same thing come to us. When we come to this level, we believe the karmic force. That is why always we practice good. Always we practice the meritorious deeds. The first thing is, according to our according to our facilities, we are ready to offer something to others as they need. It means generosity. What is the first step of the practice in generosity? You know? What is the first step of practice in generosity? Where we should practice generosity in the first level? Near our parents. The most valuable persons in the world for us, our parents. According to Buddhism, first of all, we should be ready to help or offer something in the name of our parents. Not only when they are living, but after they die. We have some sort of responsibilities to do something in the name of them. Offering something and transfer merits to their next life. That is our some sort of responsibilities as the gratitude children. That is the very beginning. That is the first step of practicing generosity. That is very important. Yeah. Little by little we practice it in our about our surroundings. The second step is the virtue. Virtue or morality means now we have a good discipline. There are a lot of results that when we practice morality or virtue, if we have good discipline, we are honored, we are respected in the society. You know, the respectful life is the most important when we live in a society. People do a lot of things in the name of fame or their respectfulness. Therefore, having a good discipline is very important when we live with our parents, with our relatives, with our friends in the society. Good discipline, that is very important. Buddhism says very special word for that in Buddha's language. Visarada. Visarada means no fear. We can go to any society without fear, without shy, when we have good discipline, in verbally and physically. Discipline in verbally and behaviorally.
How do you spell that? No fear.
No. Sorry?
How do you spell no fear? Having no fear. No, how do you spell it in Buddhist language?
Visarada, yeah. Visarada. Visarada means no fear. We can face to any society if we have good character. That is very important. In our tradition it says you should protect your discipline than your life. If you lost your discipline or fame, it means you lost your losing your life. Yeah, this is actually these are the meritorious deeds. The next one is the bhavana. Yeah, bhavana means meditation. Meditation. Yeah, meditation is very useful for our mental health. Doing meditation, nothing medication. Yeah. Therefore, meditation is very useful for our mental health. And here in the meditation, we focus our mind particular object, particular meritorious object. We practice our mind again and again. Actually, we do a lot of things in the name of happiness in our day-to-day life. But what is the nature of the happiness?
Temporary.
Yeah. Yeah, that when we do some things in our day-to-day life, the nature of the happiness is temporary. That is correct. But I ask you, how we get the happiness? How we think if something is happy? How we manage it? How we collect it? I don't know how I ask you it. Then how long you can remind something in your life? It is the nature of the happiness.
Mindfulness?
No, I asked that. Now I will give the answer too. That actually, if we think something about our life 1 minute for a day, it means we have 1 minute happiness. Yeah. If you think something 5 minutes for a day, you have happiness about that 5 minutes. For example, if you think about your children 5 minutes for a day, you have 5 minutes happiness for your children. If you think 10 minutes for your body, for the happiness, you have only 10 minutes for a day for your body. If you think about your house or land 15 minutes for a day, I have a house, I have a land, if you are happy, then you have only 15 minutes happiness for a day in the name of your land or house. I mean here that I'm sorry, my English is not rich to explain these things. Then how long you think about something, it means that much you have happiness. If you think about something for your happiness 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes for a day, if you think your children, your husband, your wife having happiness about something, then when you concentrate, when you have mindfulness about that situation, you have only that happiness. It is the nature of the happiness. If you don't think about your children, even though you have children, you have no happiness about your children. You are like a person who has no children. If you don't think about your house or land at least 1 minute for a day, you are like a homeless person. That is the nature of the happiness according to Buddhism. That is why we have to practice these things in the name of happiness. When we do these meritorious deeds, it means then practicing of these things that come to our mind. Always you think that you practice as merit. If you have practiced generosity, then it comes to your mind. I have offered these things for them. I have a good discipline. Now I can manage my mind. I can focus my mind in a particular object. As soon as you suffer about something, you can change your attitude. You can change your mind in the correct way. Then you don't suffer. If you think about a person who died, then you suffer. If you can think about another thing at that moment, then you have not suffered about that thing. If you don't think about your mother or father, even though they are living, actually they are like dead persons. If you think about your mother or father, even though they died, actually in your mental world they are still living. That is the nature of the mind. If we know this way, always we try to keep our mind with the pure, pleasant ideas, attitude. If a person is clever to keep his or her mind for a long time with this meritorious attitude, meritorious thoughts, it means that person is rich in happiness. If you practice a lot of meritorious deeds in your life, then automatically those things come to your mind. If you have nothing to remind as these things, it means your mind is empty, or actually your mind is not empty, then other wrong things, negative ideas come to your mind. Who blamed you, who hurt you, who hated you, then those negative ideas come to your mind. If you have no these meritorious deeds in your mind. That is why, in the name of happiness, if a person has practiced these three meritorious deeds again and again in his or her life, it means that person is full with happiness. He has to think a lot of things in his life for the happiness. Isn't? Yeah, this is the second step. When we come to this level, we have some sort of confidence about the karmic law. Karmic law means, according to our activities, we will have the same results. We believe the karmic force in this step. Do you have any question at this level? You can ask. Yeah, now, if you are intelligent, you have to practice these four things. If you are more intelligent, you have to practice this level. If you are most intelligent, you have to practice another step. That is the very, very important step or level according to Buddha's message. That is, sometimes when we explain it, it is very difficult to understand in the first time, but however, again and again we try to understand this level. We try to develop our courage to understand this level again and again. It is difficult to understand in one day. But again and again we try to listening to this message, and we should be clever to understand the next step. That is the very, very important. What is the highest step? I write in the lowest level, but it is in the highest level. That is the very, very important. In this level, you can find all over the world. Every religion have explained these things. Not only by Buddhism. Many religions has described this level too. But the next step that we are going to explain is an identity in Buddhism. It is an identity in the world. What is the highest level that Buddha explained? It is very important. The more a lot of people practice these things for the success of next birth. But according to Buddhism, when we practice these things, we can see the result at the moment. What is the reason? Our mind is very pure. Always we do these meritorious deeds, which means the negative thoughts don't come to our mind, such as anger, desire, hatred, delusion. Those negative ideas don't come to our mind when always we are rich in these 3 meritorious deeds. We have no space to come to negative thought. That is why always we have mindfulness with these 3 things. It means our mind is full with merits, and it means our mind is full with happiness. What is the highest level that Buddhism says?
Virtue again.
Yeah, here again it says virtue or morality, but here it is higher. It is the highest, not the same, and this one is not same. Virtue. Look at here. Here is the highest level morality or virtue. Here it is the second step. Here in the highest level this is the first step. It is the primary level. In this level, virtue is. You can understand the value of the virtue. Step by step, we have go forward with the higher qualities. Virtue is now here in this moment. He has a very highest discipline. Not only escaping, killing beings or telling lies. That is only very primary step. When we come here, we have some sort of more than 1,000 rules or disciplines here. Everywhere we have discipline. Not only people are with us, when we are alone. When we are alone in our room, we have a highest discipline. Anytime anybody can see us, we have no problem. We have no secrets when we come to this level. Not only human beings, but divine persons also can see us. They can criticize us. They can blame us about our activities. Yeah, virtue here. Next one is the concentration. Concentration means now we have some sort of equanimity or some tranquility in our mind. We can focus our mind as soon as we like. Suddenly we can focus our mind when negative ideas come to our mind. When anger comes to our mind, suddenly we can change our mind. We are clever to change our mind because we have controlled completely our mind. We are rich in concentration or tranquility or discipline in mind. Other persons can disturb our peace. If another person can disturb us, it means the fault of ours. We are not clever. If other persons can disturb us, if other persons can be anger us, it means the fault is ours. We are not strong. When we are strong with concentration, it means nobody can disturb us. Even though when we are in the complex situation, gradually, little by little, we try to become that position. The next one is the very important in wisdom. Wisdom, now we can listen in this word in the world, but Buddhism wisdom is completely different other meaning of wisdom. It is very deep meaning in Buddhism. It has a deep meaning. Wisdom means, wisdom has 2 levels. First level is the confidence of the karmic force. That is the first step of the wisdom. The second step of the wisdom is the understanding of impermanence. Understanding of impermanence. Impermanence is a very deep topic in Buddhism, but mostly the people have understood the impermanence in Buddhism as changing. But impermanence and changing are different according to Buddhism. Understanding the changing is very easy. Understanding of changing is not difficult, but understanding of impermanence is difficult. It is an identity in Buddhism that little by little we will go to understand this level. However, this is if we can practice these things, we can get rid of a lot of difficulties, lot of sufferings in this life. And if we can practice this level, it means you are more intelligent, you are more clever. If you can practice this level, it means you have practiced all those levels. If you practice only this level, you have only this level. If you practice this level, you have both of them. If you practice this level, you have three of them. Isn't it? Is clear? Mm-hmm. Have you any question? You can ask.
Question.
Yeah.
Could you give us some example of virtue? You said you have 1,000 rules. So
Yeah.
can you give us some sample?
Yeah, I can give an example. For example, when somebody is talking outside, we can't listen in here, hide in here. For example, when two persons are talking each other in a room, we can't listen hearing. We have discipline. We go away. If we want to be here, we should show that we are here. Like that. Now I am here. That is one sort of discipline. There are a number of things, not only one. Yeah.
What did you say about how to bless people? You bless them with the 3 gems.
Sorry?
You said to bless people with the 3 gems of Buddhism.
Yeah.
Buddha.
May the triple gem bless you.
The triple gems of Buddha.
Yeah.
Bless them.
May the triple gem bless you.
Oh, okay.
Mostly we say that triple gem, not gems.
Triple gem.
Triple gem. We get all of them on as a one. Yeah, combined. 8-fold path. 4 noble truth, not truth. 4 noble truth, 8-fold path, the triple gem. Yeah. Yeah. Then here, now, just now I am going to the topic, today topic. Actually, this is the summary of the Buddhism. This is the summary. Always these things should be in your mind. When you listen, when you study, when you learn anything in the name of Buddhism, you should have this knowledge. This summary should be in your mind. Then you can catch what the speaker says. In first level or second level or third level, you should be clever to understand when a speaker says something about Buddhism. You should be clever to understand which level that person explains. Isn't? Here, I am trying to give you some sort of instructions to be clever. As listeners, as audience, you also should be clever. That is very important. Right. Now, we are going to explain very special stanza or verse in Buddhism, in Dhammapada. I think sometimes you may studied already this topic, but however, it is very, very important. That is why I am going to explain this verse. This is a verse or stanza in Buddhism. First of all, let's we recite this stanza. This one in Buddha's language. Later we will translate it to English too. This is the verse. Verse in Buddha's language. Pali language. In Pali. Language is Pali. Yeah, Buddha's language. Now you have the translations too. Down. Yeah. Let's we recite the Gatha first. Arogya paramalabha santunti paramandanam vissasa paramanyati nibbana paramansukhaṃ. I am sorry, here in second line, Nyati, only one A, N-A-A, only one A, not two A's, one A. Arogya paramalabha santutti paramandanam vissasa paramanyati nibbana paramansukhaṃ. Arogya paramalabha santunti paramandanam vissasa paramanyati nibbana paramansukhaṃ. The first one is the Arogya paramalabha. It means health is the highest gain. Health is the highest gain. Buddha says, if we have good health, actually it is the highest gain. Not only physical health, but if we have good mental health, if we have no anger, no desire, no hatred, no jealousy, it means our mind is healthy. Our mind is healthy. Yeah. Second one is Santunti paramandanam. It means contentment is the greatest wealth. Happiness or contentment is the greatest wealth. If we have no contentment, all of things that we have gained are useless. That is why the happiness or contentment is very important. Next one, Vissasa paramanyati. Vissasa means the trustee or trusty person is the best kinsman. The trustee is the best kinsman. Can you understand? Yeah. Nibbana is the highest bliss. Nibbana means the highest goal in Buddhism for purification of enlightenment. Enlightenment is the highest bliss. Then we have no fear, no anger, no hatred, no delusion, no jealousy. Our mind is very pure and calm. That level, that is the highest bliss. This is the meaning of that stanza over. Now we are going to explain these four things. Arogya paramalabha. Buddhism says not only mental health, but also physical health too. We should have good food behavior. We have good discipline in our food. When we take something, when we eat something, if we have no discipline, it means we will be sick. Yeah, that is why when we have something for our eating, then we have good discipline in our foods, in our eatings. And also, especially especially Buddhism emphasizes that the importance of the mental health. Mental health depends on our attitude. It depends on our attitude. If we have no real understanding about how the suffering comes to our mind, then we suffer. If our mind has anger with other persons, it means we have no peace in our mind. Even though we are well educated, even though we are well rich, all things are useless if our mind is jealous or angry.
That's a lot depends on our way.
Sorry?
Can you repeat the part that you said just before that?
Uh-huh.
If we have anger, then we have...
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. If our mind is with anger or desire or jealousy, it means we have no happiness because our mind is not clear, not calm and quiet. Second one is the santutti. Santutti means contentment. The contentment is the greatest wealth. Contentment depends on our good activities. And also if we can keep our mind always pure and calm, it means we are happy. Then mostly the people think that the happiness in the future. But according to Buddhism, santutti means we should gain the happiness at the moment. We have only the present moment. If we have the mindfulness, we can keep our mind present and calm at the moment. The reason is the previous experience finished and the future still doesn't come. We have only this moment. If we can keep our mind peace, quiet and calm and pure at the moment, it means our whole life is contentment. That is why here we should have a very special thing, that the mindfulness. If we lose our mindfulness, it means we lost our happiness. If we lose our mindfulness, it means we lost our happiness. Happiness depends on mindfulness. What is the mindfulness? Now, in the current society, mindfulness is very common. But according to Buddhism, it is not easy to understand. We have to learn a lot of things about mindfulness. What is the mindfulness? Focusing our experience in the present moment, that when we look at something, when we hear something, when we listen something, it arises at the moment. We may have the same experience with our previous experience, but this experience arises. This experience arising at the moment. It happens in this moment. If you think about your future, it also you think at the moment. You can go to the future. you think about your future experience at the moment. It means your mind, the idea, and those, both of them are together. You think about your future, but you think about future at the present moment. Then, if you can keep your mind with mindfulness at the present moment, what happens in this moment, then your life is satisfied. You are happy. But mostly the people in the society, they think the happiness comes in the future. But that future never comes to your life. Actually, we have only this present moment. If we can keep our mind with the present moment about this experience, we are satisfied with the present experience. We think about our future. We can think our previous experience. But if we live in the present moment with mindfulness, then we are satisfied. We are happy. We think about this moment. If you can't live the present moment, you can see the nature of this environment. You know, there are more than 50 lights are light in the name of you. You know it? If you are not here, only 1 or 2 bulbs are here. All of things are helping you. If you are sensitive, if you have mindfulness, you can get the result of this environment. Not only here, but when you drive on the way, there are some flowers are waiting to hi to you, but you don't look at them. Many things are prepared for you, for your happiness at the moment, in the present moment. If we have this experience, if we have this knowledge about the mindfulness, we are satisfied at the present moment. We can get the result of our life. We can see the nature or beauty of our children. We can see the beauty of our house. We can see the beauty of our garden. That is why it is said Buddhism, Santutti, or the contentment is the greatest wealth. The contentment is the most important thing. It depends on our mindfulness. Again and again, we try to learn something about mindfulness. It causes to your happiness. But mostly we can see the people, when they start their life, their day, in the morning, they think that after I will go to workplace, I will be happy. Then when they work at the workplace, they think, after finish the work, I will be happy. After finish the work, they think that after I come back to house, I will be happy. After they come to house, they think, next day morning I will be happy. But they never be happy. But here, it teaches us to how to live at the present moment with happiness as a satisfied person. Isn't? Yeah, here the mindfulness is very, very important. The next one is the Visvasa Paramanyati. It means the trust is the best kinsman. It means if we have honest or trustworthy persons, it means that person is very important in our life. But here, we should have an idea that it is very difficult to find the honest persons around us. But we can do only thing. What is that? We can be honest ourselves. If our heart is honest, it is enough. If our heart is not honest, even though we have honest people, actually all of them are useless. The main thing is the honest heart, honest mind. That is very important. If we are honest by ourselves, it is enough. Then, if we are honest, it means we are ready to get rid of suffering and we are ready to become the happiness. All things we do honestly. Although other persons blame or criticize us, it doesn't matter. Because we know that we are honest. Here also very important, all good qualities depend on honesty. Buddhism, there is a very special discourse in Buddhism, discourse in metta, sakko ujuja sujuja. Ujuja and sujuja, very special qualities that we should be honest. On the way of purification or happiness, first of all, we should be honest. If we are not honest, it is very difficult to become the calm life or happy life. At the very beginning, we should develop the kindness and honesty. Those are the primary qualities that we have. That is very important. Next one is the Nibbana Paramansukkham. Nibbana Paramansukkham means the enlightenment is the highest bliss. The enlightenment is the highest bliss. It means, Nibbana or enlightenment means we have no suffering. What is the reason? When we get some experience through our senses, through our eye, through our ear, through our nose, through our tongue, through our physical body, when we get this experience, we have this experience at the moment. Every moment it arises, every moment it ceases. Nothing comes to the present from previous experience. Nothing goes to the future from the present. At the moment it arises, at the moment it ceases. When we can remind something in our previous activities, but when we think our previous experience, we remind our own mind. We don't go to the real experience. But because of ignorance, because of delusion, as soon as we think about our previous experience, for example, when a person has blamed us, as soon as we think it, as soon as we remind it, we go to the real situation. We have no idea that now we think my mind. We go to the real situation. When our mom or dad died, we go to the real situation. We are crying that my mom helped me, my mom feed me, then I cry. We go to the real situation. Now all things are finished. Now we think, we remind our own mind at the moment. Because of ignorance, because of no understanding, suddenly, as soon as we think about our previous experience, we go to the real situation. We have no idea. Now I think, I remind my own mind at the present moment. Actually, now I think my mind. I read my mind. I can't go to the previous experience. I do only think, read in my mind. If a person has no idea, no understanding about this reality, it means that person suffers. about his experience. If we have real idea, as soon as we think something about our activities, which we didn't, if we have mindfulness and understanding and wisdom at the moment, we don't cry. We can think it, we can memorize it, but we don't suffer. We don't suffer, we don't cry. Nobody can disturb us now because we are living seeing the reality. We are living seeing the impermanence. We are living at the moment. We are living with mindfulness. For that, again and again we have to practice this. This is a very deep topic. This is the very deep understanding. But first of all, we should have good discipline or virtue, and we should focus our mind particular object as concentration again and again. Then with the concentrated mind, if we can think or investigate or reflect again and again this reality according to impermanence as arising and ceasing, again and again, if we can practice this knowledge, this understanding, if we can apply this to our mind again and again, in the future, one day, it comes to our mind automatically, without reflecting. Now we do it consciously, but one day in the future, it comes to our mind unconsciously. Up to that, we have to practice it. For example, when we look at something on the way, which is the bad thing, or some mice or something who died on the way, never we bring in hand. We have idea, we have understanding. Never we get it in our hand. Like that. If we have this idea, as soon as we look at something, we hear something, we see something, we smell something, we have this idea. We get all things about from the outside through our senses. We have only 6 senses. But they are eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, physical body, and mind. Through these 6 senses, we get all experience from outside. If we are sensitive, if we have mindfulness, always we have a watcher near these senses. We have a watcher. Watcher is clever to, when the experience comes from outside, if we have good watcher, he knows that this person disturbed me, he can control them. Nobody can disturb our peace. We are strong in mindfulness and understanding and also wisdom. We know very well the impermanence, every moment it arises and ceasing, that is the nature of our all experience. Then for that first we have to do all good meritorious deeds in our life. First we should develop our mindfulness, especially we should develop loving kindness. Mostly we lose our peace because of anger or hatred. The first step is to decrease the anger. Decreasing the anger. That is very important. The next step is the decrease in the desire or attachment. For that you have to practice the generosity. Offer something to others as you can. First, you can practice it in front of your parents. Then near your children, near your close relatives. Practice these meritorious deeds, especially generosity, for decreasing desire or attachment, big attachment, defilement. These both things are very important. Decrease in anger and decrease in desire. For that, you have to do both things. What they are? Cultivating loving kindness, practicing generosity. In both ways. If you like to decrease those both things in one hand, you have to practice loving kind meditation. On the other hand, you have to practice offering generosity. Step by step, try to practice this. Then it means you are ready to get your peace of mind. Then for that next page, it is a very important thing. Then when you do all these things, it means you develop the 5 qualities in your life. This is your property, your dowry in your life. You know, last days in the sermons we have discussed about these things, that as soon as the Lord Buddha saw a person, he looked at these things, the next page, that person, how much that person has these qualities. We have 5 qualities that we have practiced in our previous life. What they are? First thing is the confidence. The second one is the energy and mindfulness and concentration and wisdom. Those 5 things are our property, our diamond. Don't forget your diamond. As much as you try to develop those 5 things, it means you are ready to develop the value of your diamond. This diamond you will never lose, even you die. Even you give up your physical body, you never give up these 5 qualities. It remains. What they are qualities? Confidence of the Buddha's enlightenment, energy, mindfulness, concentration and wisdom. These 5 qualities are very, very important. Every moment try to increase these qualities. You should be clever to develop these 5 qualities every moment. If you are on the way of developing these 5 qualities, it means you are on the way of developing the happiness. Even though you have a lot of money, even though you are not well educated, if you have developed or cultivated these 5 things, it means your mind is very rich in merits and happiness. You are very strong. When the problems come to your life, you are not worried. You don't worry. Nobody can disturb your peace. Your inside peace is ever. You are very strong in mind. Even though your physical body is going old age, your mind is very strong. Every day, every moment, our body is going to old age. Although we like or not, even though we like or not, even though we know or not, that is the nature of our physical body. It cannot be controlled. But we can control our mind. It is a good benefit for our life. One day, a very old man came to visit the Buddha. Then, his name was Nakulapita. Nakulapita said that, the Lord Buddha, Reverend Sir, I am so old now. I am so weak. I am so ill. He was so sad. Then the Lord Buddha explained him, Nakulapita, never we can control our physical body, but we can control our mind. If you can keep your mind present and calm, then although your body is very old or weak, it doesn't matter. As soon as the Lord Buddha advised him, that person could understand the Buddha's message, and then he developed his attention according to Buddha's advice. Then his mood was very pleasant. then all things he could forget. And if we believe in the concentration of mind, always we are with attention in our mind. Then always we think our concentration, then mind is full with happiness. Then external things can't disturb your peace. Yes, ask.
I would like you to explain what is the difference between sati and samadhi.
Yeah, sati means focus our mind, our whole life, physical body and mental mind. When we do some activities, go here and there, when our mind is changed, we think all our physical body. Not only physical body, we remind our mind. What happens to our mind? We focus our body and mind again and again. What happens to it? That is the sati. Concentration means, samadhi means, we focus our mind same object for a long time. For example, when you meditate loving kindness, you think again and again, may all living beings be well, happy and peaceful. Again and again, when you practice this meditation, your mind is calm and quiet for a long time. You can keep your mind with concentration for a long time. Same idea, same thought can be developed for a long time. It means samadhi or concentration. Sati means focus to our mind and body. What happens to our mind? What happens to our body? With conscious, we investigate what happens to our life. Our life can be divided into two, mind and body. Again, it can be divided into 5. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Rupa means matter, Vedana means feeling, Sanya means perception, Sanya means, Sankhara means mental formation, and Vijnana means consciousness. First, we think about mind and matter, then we think about it according to 5 things. Again and again, we focus to our mind. If we understand our life as mind and matter, then we are ready to understand all over the world. Understanding of our life means understanding of all over the world. The reason is we get all experience through our senses. Yeah. Panya means, wisdom means, then with the concentrated mind, we see the world reality as impermanence. Arising and ceasing, we reflect again and again with the concentration mind. When our mind is calm and quiet, when our mind is concentrated, then we reflect, we investigate the impermanence. It is the panya. Isn't it? Okay, let's, in the future again and again we will discuss it. Actually already we have discussed a lot of times this topic. That is why I explained in short. For that there are another 4 qualities too. We will discuss it in the next weeks. However, we can discuss it in short. Yes, there are another 4 qualities that associating a good friend, listening to this message, and wise reflection and practice. Those 4 things we have to practice again and again, from beginning to end. Every moment try to associate good friend, not only physical friend. It may be sometimes it may be a website, it may be a CD, it may be a book. Good friend, associating a good friend.
What's a CD?
CD means CD. You know CD. Yeah, there are some sermons in the CD.
Okay.
You know, like the DVD.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If we have a good sermon in a CD, it means it is a good friend for us.
Mm-hmm.
If we have a good advice in the website, it may be a good friend. Not only the physical person.
You said Buddhist language is called what? What did you say Buddhist language was called? What?
Pali.
Oh, Buddhist language, Pali. Buddhist language.
Oh,
This is Pali.
P-A.
P-A-L-Y, Pali. Okay, now we are going to end. Yes, we discussed a lot of things today. First of all, we discussed about the summary or Buddhism in a nutshell, and also we described about the triple gem, and also we described the very special stanza or verse in Buddhism. It comes in Dhammapada, Arogya Paramalabha Santutti Paramandaram Vissasa Paramanyati Nibbana Paramansukam. Okay, now we are going to finish our discussion, weekly discussion. If you have any question, you can ask.
There's many, but I'm sure it'll take us many hours as well.
Yeah, little by little we can solve our problems. It cannot be done in one day. But I think when you participate for the classes, little by little, you can solve your problems in Dhamma. Yeah, take your time. Okay, I appreciate your coming. I am glad to come you here. Okay, now let's be going to transfer the merits that we accumulated in this moment according to Buddhist tradition. After we do some meritorious deed, listening Dhamma or worshipping, or offering something or observing precepts, then we accumulate some meritorious deeds. Those merits we transfer our relatives, not only living persons but also who died. If we have some persons who died, we transfer those merits to them too. That is our tradition. I recite in very special stanza, we transfer those all merits to them too. Now the time to that. Now you think your all relatives who died in your life, it may be your parents or your wife or your husband or any person in your life. If any person has died, then all of them may receive these merits and may they attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's we recite the Gatha or verse. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Let's we transfer all of those merits to divine persons, angels too. May they receive these merits and may they keep their eye on you too. May they protect you for a long time with happiness. With that intention, let's we transfer these all merits to gods or divine persons too. Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodanto sabba sampatti sindhya. Ettavata ca ammehi sambhatang punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodanto sabba sampatti siddhya. Ettavata ca ammehi sambhatang punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodanto sabba sampatti siddhya. Okay, I wish you all the best. May Tripajem bless you. May you live alone with happiness. Okay. Thank you for your coming. Okay. Okay, welcome.